All right. Okay, well, welcome everyone. We're happy that you guys are all here. Thank you for being here. We know some of you may be on spring break, maybe don't have school because of the snow up north, but grateful that you all came and made the time to be here today. So we'll, as like always, we'll plug in links into the chat. Thank you, Emily. And the presentation is also uploaded into the Google Drive. And if you need accommodations there, please email us and let us know. And we otherwise will be putting links into the chat throughout. So then we're going to go through our agenda. So today we're going to go through, well, hello, welcome, do our overview, and then we're going to dive into looking at our ECBC workbook and data, pull that up. Some of you have updated, so thank you. We do still need some, but we'll show that. Then we'll look at feedback on using the framework and the toolkit over this past month. And then our March focus is on implementing plans and tracking progress again. And then talk about next steps and our exit ticket. We do appreciate when you fill those out because we do adjust based on your feedback. So today we are going to show from our hands-on tools, the employment video. And just as a reminder, it is in the Educate Yourself section, hands-on tools, and then it's in the topic stories. And we're going to show the employment story today.
All people have the right to fulfilling competitive employment. And today, more than ever, people with disabilities are working in a wide variety of jobs and having a meaningful impact in their communities. The young people in this video talk about how they went about finding their jobs and why employment is an important part of living their best lives.
I love my job.
Employment is important to me because I feel like it's a way to make a difference in the world, make an impact on the economy.
You need it to pay the bills, you need it to do some fun stuff, and you get that first paycheck, it's gonna feel good.
It provides a critical role on improving my job skills, which in turn increases my potential for employment and the career of my dreams.
To me, for Camilo, and actually for everybody, I think the work really gives you an identity and something that you can be proud of. I think it enhances your self-worth in the sense that work gives you a value, and it's not just value you place on what you do, but it's a value that other people place on what you do.
Hi, Pam.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good so far.
Employment is important to me because I have the opportunity to work as a team to reach a goal, and we can all be successful together.
I love to work. I love to be a part of a team. I love to contribute to something that I couldn't do on my own.
People with disabilities, not only can they do a job, but they're capable of doing that job. They can thrive and excel in those. And then also just to prove to other people with disabilities that, you know, I did it, you can do it.
It feels like it gives me purpose, something to do, something to feel proud of. It's really nice being able to tell people the kind of work that I do. It oftentimes surprises people just because at first glance it might not look like I'm able to do that kind of work.
When I went into job interviews, I would address the elephant in the room. I would say, okay, I know you may be afraid or unable to ask certain questions in this setting, so let me tell you how I'm qualified for this job. I looked through the whole company's mission statement, core values, everything like that, and I said, okay, here's how I meet the expectations for each of these. Here's how I demonstrate integrity. Here's how I demonstrate hard work, innovation, creativity, whatever those were. I had examples to speak to.
Probably the primary fear that I had when applying for a job and having a disability was worrying that an employer might not assess my full value, essentially not placing so much of an emphasis on what I can do and worrying too much about what I can't do. And that was a concern for me.
Before I entered the workforce, I did feel afraid about getting jobs and what that would look like. But I was always able to learn from my mistakes and find a better path and a better solution to get through whatever challenges I encountered.
At my work now, I've a lot of great coworkers that I wouldn't have met if I didn't have my current position.
I have found a number of people through work that have become friends that I hadn't, I wouldn't have met them otherwise. Some people are more technical professionals being able to help me learn and increase my technical skills. And others just have similar interests, and it's fun to just talk about nerdy things outside of work that we both have interests in.
Preparing for employment includes exploring work options, understanding benefits, and how it pays to work, navigating the system to reach goals, and accessing resources to find employment, such as job banks and job coaches and career counselors. These young people are enjoying a variety of work experiences. They're earning an income that is paying their bills and for things they enjoy doing. Just as importantly, employment is giving them a sense of purpose, as well as connecting them with others. And they learn that their fears about the workplace can be overcome with appropriate supports and accommodations. Employment can be a vital experience for young people with disabilities, and it's possible.
I love that video. And what's nice, I think, about the topic videos, or any of the videos rather, you can use them at the beginning of trainings, meetings, what have you, and they're easy to access. So again, they're in that educate yourself section under hands-on tools. And then you see here the topic-based stories. Then you can also go into individual stories. So just a reminder, here are all of our links to our ECBC sessions so far, all of our recordings, as well as the PowerPoints, and the ECBC Google Drive link as well. And it looks like we have that in the chat for you too. So next here, we're gonna, before we pull up our workbook, we'll just go through the reminders of our 3 steps that we need from you from ECBC. So that first one, solidifying your community team and setting that monthly meeting. We do see that there are some that still need that monthly meeting, so don't forget to go put that in your workbook. Entering that enrollment data and creating that team employment goal. There are some that still need some employment goals. And then that last one, track goals and student data in the student tracker. This one, we really rely on you so that we are able to report to the Olmsted cabinet of how well we're doing on our individuals gaining that competitive integrated employment. So next one, we're going to pull up our goals and progress. We have had some changes from last month, so that's great. We do still have quite a few that need to update. I know many of us were updating as we go. I know our years are busy and we're all packed in our schedules. Please, please, please continue to update your data. So if we scroll down here, our goal in that column F is at 32. We need that to be at 150. When I was looking through the workbooks, I do see you guys have data in your student tracker tab, and you have employment listed, but you don't necessarily have the actual number up there. So we are counting on you to update that data. If you have questions about it or you want us to come to any of your meetings, let us know. We're happy to join you. We want to keep plugging along. You guys are doing great at it. We need just a little bit more numbers in there so that we can achieve that goal. And then you'll see here column B, this is where we've just kept track of whether or not you have a team meeting on there. Everybody's on the community page. So we update that as well each month when we go into your workbooks. So again, let us know if you need anything, but please, please, please keep that data in there and keep coming.
All right. Hi, everybody. This is Ruby from DHS, and now we're going to go into talking about the transition framework. So, slide, thank you. So remember that the Minnesota Transition Framework really is what we're using to define high quality transition programming for youth with disabilities and those who support them. And that we're working this year in the ECBC to test this out so that then next year we can roll it out more statewide and get it to everybody in the state. So at the beginning of every meeting, we start off with the feedback. So we need your feedback to make sure we're understanding how it's going and how things are useful. So how did it go this past month in using that framework and the toolkit? So we're gonna right now take about 3 minutes to allow you to click on the link that was just put in the chat so that you can go in and take the survey about how it went in this past month using the framework and the toolkit. So we'll give you about 3 minutes to do that.
Is anyone else having difficulty getting into the link? Or is it just, never mind. It's in the chat, you said?
Yes. Do you
Okay,
see it,
thank you.
Nancy?
Yes, okay, thank you.
Okay.
And on the screen are some things. So, how you use the toolkit, sharing your experience overall. What did you like best? What needs improvement? And then what additional training do you feel that you need? So those are the sort of things. All right. You can take more time if you need to finish filling that out, but we're gonna keep plugging along with the rest of our agenda here. So you will go to the next slide. Thank you. So last month, one of the feedback items that we got was that somebody had a question about if there's a way to track what people, what students that you're supporting are doing in their MyVault accounts. And we didn't have time to go into it last month to show you where this was at. So I wanted to show you today how you can do that. So there is a way, if you are signed on to your Vault account with a professional account. So you're an employment professional, you went through that process when you registered your Vault account, You gave us your name, your email address, and the your supervisor and all of that, and got that employment professional role. Then you can go into your contacts. And when you go into your contact list, if you click on the little person icon just to the left of the person's name, when you click on that, it'll bring a drop down with, you can see on the left-hand side of the screen, there's the drop down, and on that drop down, there's the second to the last one right before the delete, there's the ask for permissions. And when you click on that, then the box that's on the right pops up and you can ask the person for permission. So then what would happen is this would send an email to the person in your contact list. And it just basically would be saying, can you please allow me to see when you start or complete activities? So then that will just send, the person that you're sending it to has to agree to that. So in their own Vault account, they have to say, yep, I want you to be able to see the activities I start or complete. If they do that, then you would get a notification anytime they started or completed an activity. So that would not give you permission to get into their Vault account or to, to see the completed activity. It only gives you a notification that something was started or completed. So then you would need to get in touch with them, or they would need to share that actual activity with you. So, so I hope that helps. It is a convenient way to be able to track. The other thing we wanted to mention is that there is an orientation to My Vault. If you have questions about My Vault or how to set it up, how to utilize it, there is a quick little e-learning on our website. So the link is in the PowerPoint as well. All right, another piece of feedback that we heard is that some people are having difficulties uploading documents into My Vault. So we just wanted to ask today, if you're having any difficulties either uploading documents into the Vault or if you're having trouble accessing the documents. So if you want to chime in either in the chat or you can unmute and ask your question. We just need some more clarifying information about what's happening if you're having those difficulties.
We do have one question on that. We're from Bloomington, and we don't have professional accounts set up. We just have our own, like each teacher set up their account. And when we've had students share stuff with us, we can see it in the Vault, but the minute we open it, it's gone. Then we can no longer see it again. So they share something, like they were going through the team process and they've shared their inventory with us. And then it was, we saw it one time. And then when you try and get back into it, you can't anymore.
So you're in your own Vault account?
Correct.
And you get the little notification that something has come into your Vault?
Correct.
Okay. It may be in that notification, when you see that little bell, the notification bell up on the right-hand side, you have to accept it into your Vault. So if you say no, or you don't accept it, it won't save.
Yeah,
so
I believe we've accepted it.
So we've accepted it. Sorry, we're all listening in the same room. We've accepted it, and like we can see it at that moment. And then I can also see, or we can see what other people have shared us, because it'll pop into that.
Mm-hmm.
But then like if I were to log back out and go into that little bell again, or try and find what people have shared with me, I can't find it unless somebody shares something with me again, then I can click into it. I have contacted My Vault and they were trying to figure out, they thought maybe it was because of like the pro account. But I don't know. They're still trying to figure that out too.
Okay, so you have contacted somebody. Okay, that's good. Good feedback. I have not heard that, and it could be, yeah, the way things are set up. So if you go back into your files, usually if you have a Vault account, you accept it, it will save in your files section. If you're not set up as a professional, it's not going to save, organized by the person who sent it to you, but it still should be there in your files. So I'm glad you're working with somebody, and if those sorts of things come back, doing a feedback or doing a chat online is a great way to handle that. So I'll connect with them as well.
Okay, thank you.
Good, Beth. This is Ellen Anderson from Alexandria. I was working with a county case manager who agreed to open a Vault account to share documents with one of our students. She did the professional stuff that you needed to do to get a professional account set up. And I shared the IEP through the Vault with her and we could not get it to work. I think I'm in her contacts like 4 or 5 times because I wouldn't show up in her contacts. So she'd add me again. Well, then later, then there I'd be twice and then I wouldn't be there. And we haven't contacted the vault yet to get any information, but if anybody else has been having that same trouble, it'd be good to know.
Yeah, that's another one I haven't heard of, but yes, and I agree. Anytime when you're having difficulty with something like that, you can do, and when you say contacting the vault, you're actually contacting the hub. You can do a live chat on the site and they can help you walk through and see exactly what's happening. Sometimes it's helpful to do a screen share or to just really see, okay, what are the steps that we need to go through to make sure that doesn't happen. So doing a live chat is a great way to try to work that through. Also, if that's happening, taking screenshots, you can actually send them right to me. My contact information is at the end of this presentation too, so you can do that as well. Okay, thank you. I know we don't have a lot of time to spend on this, and I just wanted to mention another thing I've heard is sometimes there's an issue with the firewall, maybe at the school or within your county system or whatever, that won't allow you to drag and drop documents or to upload documents to a different system. So sometimes I know it could be an issue with an internal kind of firewall or process too. So again, yep, if you have those sorts of issues, you can do a chat on the Hub website, or you can also send me an email.
This is Lindsay. This is very helpful, and it's actually really exciting to know how much everyone is using My Vault. So thank you for trying it out, and we'll figure it out. And if you have more questions, put them in the chat and we will address them.
All right, I'm going to go to the next slide, please. Thank you. All right, so from February, the feedback from the survey we got, there were 31 responses, so that's great. Thank you for responding, although there were over 100 people on, so more responses would be great. So we heard a lot of you are using the toolkit. You're working with students and you're developing those plans and working with other staff. So that is great. Many of you said that the toolkit was easy to navigate. More guidance is another thing that we heard, more guidance, and then just recognizing it's going to take time, right? You have to get in and use it in order for it to really sink in and make sense and to be able to get familiar with the content over time. Great. And then the exit ticket feedback. There were 19 responses. At the end of every meeting, we asked for you to do that exit ticket and give us feedback about the meeting and how that went. And a lot of you said that the small group work was helpful and engaging. So again, it'd be great to hear back from more of you so we could really tailor these meetings to your needs. So. But having that new information and resources that was presented in a manageable and engaging way was another thing we heard. And then a lot of the learning was packed into such a short time. So that's another thing we know we can give you a lot of information in short hours. So suggestion to go back to 2 hours was something that we heard. So thank you all for your feedback. And we'll move into the youth planning process.
All right. Well, hi, everyone. This is Alyssa Klein from Vocational Rehabilitation Services. We're going to dig in right now to the youth planning process, and I'm going to try to get through this as soon as possible because we're a little behind. So bear with me. We're trying not to have as much content today so that you can have time in your breakout sessions. So as you may recall, if you've been part of our past meetings, we've been talking about this youth planning process. It's 6 steps. And in February and in March, we've been talking about implementing plans and tracking progress. So steps 4 and 5. We have asked that each ECBC community team select 2 students that you're trying this whole 6-step process with. So hopefully you're doing that. And when we're talking about implementing plans, we're going into the support youth section of the site. As you may recall, when we look at our lovely visual of the Minnesota Transition Framework, in the center, you see those 4 circles. And so those are our 4 domains within those learning expectations. So that's what we're focusing on in the support youth section. So when you click on support youth, this is the main page that you'll see. And this is where you'll see those 4 domains listed out: My Best Life, Independent Living, Employment, and Post-Secondary Education and Training. So in February, we focused on My Best Life. This month, we're going to do our best to get through independent living, employment, and post-secondary education and training. So we're going to spend time 3 times today in breakout sessions so you can network with others and have conversation. So this is just an overview of independent living. So we're going to start there. Independent living, you will see, has topics as well as subtopics. So there's 9, we have 5 topics, and then you'll see like daily life has 9 subtopics, and community living and money both have 2 subtopics, and so on. So that's how the independent living section is laid out. And this is just as a reminder, we reviewed this last month too. But this is how, when you click on a topic or a subtopic, you're going to see the page set up. So at the top of the screen, you'll see the description of whatever that topic or subtopic is. You will see the learning stages. You can be able to click on that and see the learning stages defined for that topic or subtopic. You can click on pre-ETS category to see how that topic aligns with pre-ETS, which it fits under. And then you'll see the learn and the do at the bottom. So you'll see learn, information that you can learn more about that topic, and do is activities you can do with the youth. And it aligns with that inventory. Again, we have in the inventory the domains, the topics and subtopics, as well as the learning stages there. So we're trying to align all of this together to make it comprehensive for you in using the toolkit. So I'm not going to show it in the site. Those were screenshots. It's exactly how it looks. But we want to take some time to really get in, again, those breakout sessions. I am going to skip over this with questions, but certainly type them in the chat. Let me know if you have them. So again, we're focusing on steps 4 and 5. So what I just reviewed with you is implementing plans, how we're working on that step 4. Step 5 is tracking progress. And so just to say a few words about this, again, we reviewed this last month. As we noted, when we talked about, all of us create plans. So all of us, whether it's school, VR programs, or the waiver, we all create plans that have goals. We have steps to reach those goals. And then with those plans, we track the students' progress with all those goals and those steps to reach the goals. So when we think about that, this is how we want discussion to happen around those learning stages. How can we start using the learning stages? The awareness, where they understand the topic, exploration, preparation, and then implementation. How can we be thinking about that when we're creating those progress reports for the students when we're providing services? So that's some context for you all in getting into your breakout sessions. So we're going to start. The first breakout session is independent living. We're going to be, in a moment, you're going to be randomly assigned. We're going to have 23 groups. And you're going to want to look at which group number you're placed in, because that's how you're going to want to find. We're going to have in the chat here the breakout discussion form. It's a Google Doc. And I'm going to pull it up real quick here. So this is the independent living breakout session Google Doc. So if, let's say, you're assigned to group number 2. Okay, so you'll see that the topic or the subtopic that you're reviewing is listed first. So group number 2 is reviewing safety skills. Next to it, you just have the breadcrumbs on how you get to safety skills in the website. And then you're going to have the link. So one person in your group, you're going to need to assign to click on the link and show their screen. All right. And then you're going to need one other person who's willing to type in the notes for your discussion. So the person that's showing their screen is going to be showing the site. The person typing their notes will not be showing their screen. So go through all the items we have on here, fill in who the group participants are, and then go through each question. So review the page and answer what stands out, what do you like, and so on. Okay. I think that is it. I think we're ready to go into breakout sessions. I'm going to stop sharing. And there you are, you're all assigned. So we're going to give you, I believe, 15 minutes. We'll be calling you back, and then we're going to have some large group discussion. So we'll be calling on a few groups. So enjoy your discussion in your small group. If you have questions, let us know. If anyone's having trouble getting into your group, let us know.
Beth, did you, I may have heard wrong. When you were talking about if they had vault issues, did you say that they could screen share with us during chat?
I didn't say specifically during chat, but I just said sometimes it's helpful to screen share.
Oh, okay. I want to be clear because during a chat, we cannot screen share. Like they can't screen share with us. So I just want to make sure that people weren't thinking they could tap into us and be like,
Sarah, do you have a question?
I do, thank you. Do we have the Google Doc that has the questions? I'm in chat room 7, so need to be pushed back there, but we don't have the Google Doc to open up the link or the questions.
Oh, didn't get in there. I will put it in the chat right now.
Well, maybe it's there and I didn't know where to look. Did
There
you
it
push
is.
it in?
It was in the slideshow, I know for sure. I don't know if it got in the chat or not.
Oh, okay.
There it is.
All right, I've got that now. Could you send me back to breakout 7? Do you have that ability?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Can somebody do
So
that?
we'll be, yeah.
Thank you, Lindsay. I'm getting text messages that people are also didn't get it. So what do we do? Do we put it? Because even if we do it in the message, it doesn't. How do we get it out to people?
I think you guys can send something to all the breakout rooms. I did that before teaching.
But it's not a link. You can't. It's not. You can't click on it. That's the problem, right?
I think you can.
Can't you? You could send it. You guys, whoever's leading the group, the meeting can send it to the chat to everybody. I think.
Okay, let me try here.
Oh yeah, I just got it. I see it.
Oh, did
Emily,
you do it? Okay, thanks,
You
Emily.
can't click on it. I don't think.
well, I'm in this room, so I don't know.
Let me see here.
I can go back into my chat room.
Is somebody
If you'll
getting you
send
in? Is somebody
my
getting
breakout room? Yeah. So is somebody going to send me back to 7?
Oh, I did. Did you not get that? Okay, we're gonna do this again here. Hang on. Oops, I think I. There. So do you not see a pop-up?
I'm not getting a pop-up.
Okay.
No.
So what happens when you don't grab it? Okay, let's hang on.
You can click on more,
I
think, and it should send you there.
Say that again.
Click on more or the ellipses, the 3 dots. I think it will.
I'm just getting stop incoming video. Oh, wait, breakout rooms. There it is. There's a thing down there that says breakout rooms. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Alyssa, did they get it come through? Oh, I'm gonna go, somebody else, hang on. I'm gonna go to breakout 4.
If there are other breakout rooms that they can get, I can certainly jump in and plug it in their chat if that made sense Do we know which ones didn't get it? No?
I got a message from 19, but it just said I'm in breakout 19 with my team. So I don't know if that's just informative or I need help.
Okay. 19.
19.
I can go join.
Oh, do you see it?
I'll go in.
Okay, it's not my, do you see the independent living one?
Hi. Do you have can you post the doc that we're typing in again?
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. We just found out that.
That's the one that's in the running agenda. I don't know if that's not the right link or does
Let me
anyone
check.
Okay.
So they aren't getting it. So I wonder if we could divide and conquer and pop into breakouts, because once you go in there, they get the link.
Because we can open the website. So this is to the Disability Hub, but
Okay,
wasn't there?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go pop into 9. Maybe could we just divide and conquer so we get it into there, because they're
So
waiting
is
for that.
it the one that Alyssa posted?
It's the one here. I'm gonna put it into our chat here.
Because it's not in the agenda, I don't think.
It is in the agenda.
Where?
It's in the wrong spot in the agenda,
Oh,
but
okay.
it is in there. Oh, no, it's in multiple spots. So
It should be at 125 small groups.
Yeah, it's in all of them.
I see, it's in the next, I was stuck on slide 23 because that's where we were, so that's why I got stuck there.
Oh, okay, no worries.
I think a lot of people are just, I have all these messages, so I don't know what we want to do.
Can we do a broadcast?
Yeah, can we send that?
I did do a broadcast and I don't think they're able to click on the link.
Okay. I don't know where Lindsay started, so I'll start at the bottom of the list and just start popping into rooms.
Do you want us to each
People are
visit a
telling me
room?
they don't, people are telling me they don't have permission to open it. And remember when you helped me and I gave everyone permission?
Yeah. Oh, man.
And I'm not getting any message.
Well, everyone's coming back. We really appreciate you guys being so flexible with our snafu, and we were all set for our additional breakouts after this one. So while we're coming back, we would love to hear from you guys. It was nice to pop into the breakouts and see the work happening. And is there anything that anybody would like to share? I know there were some, one group that had a section that had the saying that we need content for here. So I don't know if that group wants to talk about any of the things that they talked about in that one, but it was a great point that they brought up.
I'll go ahead and share because
Thanks,
we
Shelley.
were the group that had, that it needed content, and ours was over parenting skills. And so one of the things that we came up with is that, putting a milestone chart in that section. And then if, children are not meeting the milestones, maybe resources or actions of what they can do, if their child is not meeting those milestones. And, that was just some content that we thought maybe could be added to that section. And we did put it in the feedback part, so.
Thank you, Shelley and team. Anybody else want to share out?
This is Sarah Gutzman.
Hi, Sarah.
From Folk Rehab. We were delayed because we didn't really know what group we were, so we apologize, but ours was income and we were like, where do we even start? Because none of us feel like an expert on all the different income sources, and to start having conversations about it with students when a lot of the students that we've run into don't even know what they are looking at for income, or what even is a reasonable pay, or what their benefits are, or any of that stuff. So we felt like there was a lot of stuff that could have been in there, but where's that line of too much information overload? And maybe it's more resources. Where are the resources, and where do you go when you don't know what you don't know?
Yeah. That's great.
And this is Nancy with District 196. So our group thought that there were some good, we were on safety, that safety one, and there were some good starter ideas and themes that maybe you could present in an IEP meeting if someone had some vulnerability with safety. That maybe it gave you some ideas of something you might want to write up in a goal or objectives to be working on. So we thought it was good for brainstorming, but there wasn't maybe as many details then going forth, but gave some good ideas initially.
Thank you, Nancy. All right, so I think we're gonna keep going here. And our next, I'm just gonna put this out there. I know we have for a 5-minute break. Are we gonna take our break, or are we gonna keep going?
Why don't we keep going then? We can do that.
Okay, I know we're behind on time, so I was trying to catch up.
Okay, so I'll jump in then, because what we'll do is apologize for that, everyone. We just got behind with content and with snafus there with the last breakout. So we're going to move on now to employment, our next domain. So in employment, there are 7 topics, and each of those has subtopics. They're all listed here. So that's what we're all going to be reviewing together. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do random breakout rooms again. This time there'll be 19, and we will put the Google Doc into the chat for all of you. So apologize for that. So same thing, pick somebody to show the screen, somebody to type the notes, and just go through the questions for your group number. So let's get that going. We'll get the breakout rooms going. We'll give you 15 minutes.
Hi, you guys. Sorry. I just was typing that I have an IEP meeting, so I have to run. So there'll be one fewer person in our breakout room. My apologize. I did
No
not set up
worries.
this meeting. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks for letting us know. Take care.
Thanks.
Ben, I saw your chat. You can absolutely share that. Maybe you want to share it in the chat when we all come back towards the end. Oh, he just left. Okay, I'll follow him.
I noticed that the number of participants was down to 89 after the groups, and I just wanted to check if there's any breakout groups that only have like one person left. It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I think it's 5 and 4.
Yeah.
There's 1 to 3, I guess, a couple with 3.
Good.
Popped into 8 and there was nobody in there.
Yeah, good. They look strong.
Beth, you were very quiet.
I popped into 8 and there was nobody.
You popped into 8 and there was no one?
Last time, but I mean, it was,
Oh, yeah, the
Oh,
8 has
they're all
4
different.
people in it.
I forgot. They're all different than the last time. Never mind.
Okay.
Can you hear me better?
Kind of, you go in and out.
I need a new microphone.
Oh, that's better.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if I'm talking later as I'm closing and you can't hear me, just get my attention. And I'll either plug in or unplug.
If you're just coming in, we're in breakout rooms. If you missed the pop-up, you can click on the ellipses or the more button and choose breakout rooms, and it should allow you to go there from the home screen.
This meeting is being recorded.
Our breakouts will be closing in like 25 seconds, so we'll give more people time to come back. All right. So hopefully we'll get everyone back now since all of them are closed. And we come. Well, thank you guys for taking the time in the next one. Are there a couple groups that would like to share out some things that they saw or wanted to comment on?
Well, this time
Lindsay,
around
this
was much easier. We were working through the technicalities of the first round. And the second one was much better.
I had just one insight or one question that I have is when we start using this with students, you know, I'll be VRS, the special ed teacher will be their teacher, and we're all working together and there's all these skills that we can work on these students with. Where is that tracking happening? Like if Sue went and worked on employment skills in one area with that student, is it checked off on a list somewhere and that she did it so I don't go do it again? How is that communicated?
Oh, it's like you like planted that question. So the hope would be that you're using the transition pre-ETS inventory and you're tracking it there. And then everybody else is also tracking it on their individual plans. So whether you're doing an employment plan or the school's doing an IEP or you're updating the CSSP, but everybody together is using that transition pre-ETS inventory and tracking that as well and
Where is
determining
that?
where their determining where their levels are at.
I'll just also say, I mean, that's the hope, is that when you use the inventory, you're having those discussions about who is going to be doing what. And if you're anticipating overlaps, you're having those discussions about, okay, let's make sure we're talking at these certain junctures to make sure we're not, you know, stepping on, you know, each other's toes that way. That's why the teamwork is so important, that you're all talking together about who's going to do what and how we're going to keep each other updated.
Is there a, I'm just going to talk from a practicality standpoint though, like, is there a spot like where I know we can go in and we can type. We just had you guys here and it was awesome. And so I'm just like, the question I would have is like, yes, we've had that conversation, but I may not be able to necessarily reach out to VRS within a given week. And I don't want to double up. Like there's no place within there like that could be like a checkbox. Like this has been done. This is is there an easy spot to find all of that? I get what you're saying and I appreciate it, but I just, from a practicality standpoint, could there be like so we have that pre-ETS inventory, like could there just be like check boxes that everyone can see like, yep, that part's been done. Nope, that part hasn't been done. Like, could that be an option or a thing to consider?
I think
I think that's actually something really great that you brought up, and we're in our testing year. So these are things that we can still make changes. We can always make changes, but I think that's really good feedback that we could look at adding to the inventory. Okay, Ellen, you like that idea too. And though, as well as who's doing it, which you said in the chat, Ellen, the idea is that you would put that in the notes as well, but that's good feedback too. So in the notes, you would say school or Ellen is doing VRS is doing, but yeah, we'll take that feedback. So thank you. All right.
Well, and I think that goes along with the whole idea of this is using that same common language.
Yeah.
And so not only who's doing it, but what are they doing and how can we utilize it in our conversations with this family as well?
Yes, absolutely. Thanks, Ellen.
And I think it would be really that piece of it, because yes, like during the meeting, our IEP meeting, we talk about VRS is doing this piece and I'm doing that piece, but it's kind of also a really great accountability piece for us to have to check that box so that everyone sees that we've done our piece.
Yeah. Love it. Thank you guys so much. This is what we want. We want to hear from you. So we really appreciate it. All right. So our next area that we're going to go into is post-secondary education and training. And this is the third domain that we're going to focus on today. And this domain has 7 topics. And then there are also subtopics within those topics as well. So same thing today. We're going to you go into your breakouts and then go into your number and answer those questions. And then we'll come back together again and do that same thing of sharing out. So keep in mind something that you want to share with us because we want that feedback and discussion. And we will be in our breakouts for 15 minutes.
Hey, Lindsay, can you hear me? I can't get into my breakout room.
Okay, what number were you in? You don't remember. Let me look for your team.
I got so flustered because I got in, but I couldn't unmute my mic and I couldn't unmute or undo my camera. So, and I couldn't hear them. So I was like stuck. So,
okay, let me
okay, here
find.
we go. Trying it again.
I
Room
sent her to one.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Alyssa.
Welcome.
Some of us. Thank you. Our exit ticket, we do really value your feedback. So if you guys can click that link, just fill it out. It takes you 2 minutes. We do tailor each session to your feedback. Hence why we're in breakouts more this time, because we heard that you guys really enjoyed that. That being said, we'd love to hear from one group if you wanted to share anything that you guys discussed in your breakouts, comments, questions. It's great to see so many faces.
I really liked the terminology. We were in the post-secondary education area and the use of informal and formal education, because there's so many post-secondary options for training and learning that are not a formal education opportunity. And I think sometimes we get really stuck on that. And for some of our students, the informal is as valuable or more valuable to their progress and employment than the formal education. So I really liked that terminology.
Such a great point, Ellen. Thank you. All right. I think we'll keep going to next steps.
Great. So I'm going to fly through this because we have 3 minutes. So we are going to talk on about a few things. So based on these steps 4 and 5 that you went through today in your teams, in the next month with 2 or more students that you're supporting, we hope that you as a ECBC community team can do a few things. So use the youth, supporting youth section to help implement the transition and pre-ed services with the youth. So using that, the information and tools in that section. And then also making sure that all team members, so that schools, folk rehab, and counties are using the learning stages as part of the tracking the youth progress. And we talked about that a little bit. And remember that just engaging in this process with youth that you're doing right now is testing it out, and it's going to help us figure out how to roll it out statewide. And we really value your feedback and that you're doing this with us. So also, as you're going through it, let us know if there are any other resources or information that you want or need by using the feedback button. So with that said, so this next month, if you can get yourself familiar with all the topics and the subtopics that are in supporting youth in independent living, employment, and post-secondary education and training, and just digging around in there and start using it, that would be great. Again, just a reminder that on every page in the toolkit, there is a give feedback button up at the top of the page. So you can click on that and give us your feedback. Let us know what you think of it. If there's something you think should be added, something that doesn't look right, whatever it is, that would be great if you could do that. All right. Making sure that you update your workbooks is important as well. Just put your team's data in there. That would be great. So we can have that information. If you have any last minute questions, you certainly can ask them, but I'm going to go to the next slide so we can wrap it up and you can ask questions as we go. So just to let you know, there's the schedule. April will be going through the Engaged Families section. In May, we'll be going through the using the framework at the system level. And then we'll also be reflecting and celebrating in May. We're in March today. Yay, woohoo. Even though we have a snowstorm outside here where I'm at, spring's coming. So the remaining meeting dates, April 5th and May 3rd. So make sure those are on your calendar. And as always, we have the exit ticket. I think that was in the chat as somebody mentioned just a minute ago. So that is in there. If you could please fill that out, that would be fabulous. It helps us a lot. And that is what we have for today. So again, if you have questions, you can still ask them. We will be here, but it is 2:30. So we're going to let you go. And thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, thank you all.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a good day.